This past weekend, I was in a service, and to be honest, my mind was wandering. And you know what it was actually, you know what I was wondering? You know where my mind was? It was actually on what am I going to say to you this week? What am I going to write about? It was on this. And, in that moment, I wasn't running sound. I wasn't leading worship. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there and my mind was wandering. And I know that you've never done that either. I know that that's not any way we can't relate on that, right? We've never been somewhere and our mind was wandering. And then, to be honest, the speaker said something that hit me like a brick to the face. The way he worded it was better than I'm going to say it here. But to the best of my memory, as I'm sitting there thinking about all the things I'm doing on, this channel for church, all the things I'm doing, he asks the question, is what you do for the one you love getting in the way of the relationship with the one you love? Yeah. I mean, I guess it is. At least in that moment, because I'm sitting there thinking about the things that I'm doing, the things I'm not well, actually not even doing in that moment, the things I'm going to do days from then. That was on Saturday. I'm filming this Tuesday night. The funny part is I was sitting there and where my mind was going, what I was wanting to talk to you guys about is actually burnout. And I think it still applies here because what do you do when you're just tired? When you're stretched thin? And honestly, I think that quote kind of nails it. Is what you do for Jesus getting in the way of your relationship with him? And I think that for those of us, and it's across the board, but for the most part, this channel, I speak with those that work behind the scenes or worship leaders. And I can say from both my own experience and those that I encounter so often in this space that burnout is very real. I hear the same stories over and over again. My pastor has, sprung 3 more services a week on me. The worship leader doesn't say thank you, doesn't acknowledge the time and effort that I put into this, and they're paid and I'm not. No one in church sees the hours that I put in. They don't see me, the unpaid volunteer, on the ladder during, on like a Tuesday, fixing something for the Wednesday night service. I'm not throwing any stones here. I'm really not. I'm just saying this is what I hear all the time. Burnout is a huge topic. It can't be defined in one statement. But I think that a lot of times, again, not always, please hear me, burnout in church happens when we lose sight of why we do what we do. When the task becomes more important or the focus rather than who the task is for. This past weekend, I actually ran into my first youth pastors, the people that actually led me to Jesus. And while we were catching up, they've been missionaries for over 17 years now. And they're still going strong. It's incredible. Honestly, just blows my mind. And I got to thinking about that statement in their lives where I know they've definitely felt burnt out over the years. I know they've definitely had those rough moments, but I know for them in such a oftentimes I'm sure tough situation, hard work, long days, you're probably not seeing fruit every day of the week. But what I know about them is what they do for Jesus is completely secondary to their relationship with him. And I really think that so often that's what keeps you going. It's kind of like they say, you don't get out of bed if you don't have a reason to. And I think the same applies that you don't keep showing up week after week and serving if you don't have a true reason to do it. So I would say ask yourself this question. Why am I doing this in the first place? And I'm asking myself too. Like I'm asking myself that question because it reveals a lot about my own motivations. It reveals really everything about my motivation of why do I do this? Is it because I love sound? Is it because I love tech? Is it because I love music? Or, really tough one here, is it because I like to hang out with my friends on Sunday morning? Is it about being just useful, finding your own value, finding your own usefulness in something? Or is it about being faithful and being a servant? I really think I've come to a place where I value those things in people a genuine desire to serve the Lord, and that is their motivation more than crazy talent, honestly. Again, I know this is nuanced. I know that there's a lot of different angles to take this from, so I'm not saying this is conclusive, but I do think in these circles that if serving Jesus isn't your motivation for showing up week after week after week, then burnout isn't far off. So if you're in that tough season where you're feeling, say, underappreciated, that you're feeling burned out, you're feeling tired, honestly, I get it. I've been there. I'm not there right now, but I get it, as I definitely have been, both on the stage and off the stage, as a worship leader and as a sound person. I've been burnt out. I've jumped to different churches and said, "I'm not going to do anything. I'm not gonna tell these people that I have any talent at all. I'm gonna absolutely blend in." It never lasts long, but I've definitely made that transition where I try to just hide, because I've been burnt out. So I think my encouragement today is to say, keep showing up as long as what you're doing for Jesus doesn't replace or hinder your actual relationship with him, because they are not the same thing. I'm not your leader. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your planning center scheduler. But I firmly believe that the second that serving as a sound person, serving as a worship leader even, the second that it takes away from your actual relationship with Jesus, you need to take a step back. So if this has helped you today, it would mean a lot if you hit the subscribe button. I share more content like this weekly, along with more tech tips and all that on this channel, with the main goal being that you can have great sound in your church using the gear you already have and serve your people to the best of your ability. So I'll see you guys in the next one.